or around 70.
Dynamite Chad in the morning, back in here with you on a Tuesday. 6:37 is the time. Joining me now is the pastor of First Baptist Church, but more importantly, no, not more importantly.
No, more importantly is right.
A former alumni of WKBQ, Spiffy Cliffy. I shouldn't have said more importantly. Now I'm looking at the sky. I'm sorry about that.
No, God would say I'm definitely a better DJ than I am a pastor, and so I would agree with that. Good morning, Covington, Tennessee. It's a beautiful morning. The sun's coming up. You almost have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning in order to get your steps in. Last segment, you were talking about this.
Right, 7,000.
If you get 7,000 steps in, you're doing all right. If you're not getting 2,000 steps in, you're on the fast track to dying early, probably.
Look, when I worked in Mississippi at the car dealership, there would be days so we had a Toyota dealership, and then next door was the Nissan dealership. So sometimes you'd have to go over there, but we had a pretty big lot.
Yeah.
And you would do so much some days and then look at your step count later and it'd be like 7,500. And I'd be like, you got to be kidding me. It has to be more than that. I feel like I've walked 20 miles today. This cannot be what 7,500 steps feels like.
Well, Chad, we need to talk about your overall cardiovascular health. I'm 42. How old are you?
45.
God, you look so much younger than me.
Well, I feel younger than you.
Yeah, that's right. This is what ministry will do for you. So when you hit 40s, your mindset has to shift. I'm not working out for a summer body or for the spring break body like we all think we're still young and doing. Like when you hit your 40s, you've got to start thinking, I'm working out for my 60-year-old self. What is cardiovascular? What's the benefit of cardiovascular health, as in heart health, if you don't have physical health? If you don't have leg strength to get out of the chair, who cares if your heart's strong if you can't move?
Well, yeah, that's a very good point.
And so when you hit 40, I mean, a lot of things change. And I think also, I was talking to a friend last night who, when he was 45, started running marathons. So we can use age as a crutch. It is just a number. But man, when you hit your 40s, you got to start thinking differently of, I'm not working out to try to look good in your bikini or bathing suit. Most 40-year-olds don't need to be wearing those stuff anyways. You need to be thinking at 55, 60, I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to walk the cruise ship. I want to be able to lift my grandkids. Like, those are the things you need to be working out for. And so that's really a mind shift for me of, I'm not trying to just get strong for one event anymore.
It's funny that you bring that up, because I was just talking yesterday to Jason Glass, who will be on the show next Monday, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But Jason Glass, owner of Total Fitness here in Covington. And
is he a sponsor here? We need to fix that.
Not currently, but he has in the past.
Yeah.
But he was telling me that he's had a shift in his life, as we all get older and our interests change. But, Jason used to be very much a bodybuilder.
He was a bodybuilder who would compete.
Like, he competed and stuff like that. And now that he doesn't do that, his focus has kind of shifted on his fitness routines and stuff like that. And it is interesting that, it does depend. You do train for certain things, but then also, like you said, you're also just trying to stay in shape to live a healthy life, because there's no sense in living a long life if it's, maybe sense is not the right word, but you don't want to live a long life, but
you're just stuck inside
all the time.
Yeah, you're stuck inside. You can't do anything, and we all have seen grandparents and great grandparents who lived that. And Jason would tell you, it's intimidating to go to the gym, and we have great gyms around here, not just Total Fitness. We have, City is Sportsplex and many down in the south end of the county. But I would just say, it doesn't take a long time. Get in there, work out for 20, 30 minutes. You can do it at lunch and still have time for your lunch, and move some weight 3-4 times a week, and just do the compound, squats. You can do this at your desk. There's research now saying, in lieu of 10,000 steps a day or whatever that the marketing campaign is, do 10 air squats at your desk 4 or 5 times a day.
Let me tell you, air squats are killers. You don't think so, but anything with your legs, because other than walking, is tough. Like that's why everybody talks about leg day at the gym and don't skip leg day, because everybody wants to. They're the biggest muscles and they get the most sore, and they get sore quick if you don't work them out.
If you don't work, that's exactly right.
And so you can notice. I noticed a long time ago. I went to a Tennessee Titans game, and our seats were like one row from the very top, right?
You and Jesus up there,
and it was. Going up those steps made me realize how out of shape I was, because I get up to my seat and I'm like, whew, whew. My legs are burning and I'm just sitting here and I'm going, and then the guy I'm with is like, you want a Coke or something? I'm like, I don't want to leave.
I'm not moving from this seat.
I'm not coming back up. If I go down, I'm down. That's it. I'll watch the game on the little TV by the concession stand. I'm not coming back up here.
After walking all those steps, like that's one of those moments in life where you're justified to pull out the Marlboros and light a cigarette. You earned the cigarette in that moment, and you're so high in the stadium, they don't care if you're smoking anyways.
Yeah.
It's just
they don't care what anybody does up there. That's no man's land up there. That's where they seat all of the people. It looks like the crowd at the Thunderdome in Mad Max. There's no telling what you'll see up there. Babies and all kinds.
In the upper deck at the Titan Stadium, you'll have a combined one full set of teeth up there. You know?
They pass them around whenever, because they sell corn cobs, and then they pass the teeth around. So
Here,
your
turn.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Well, you are getting ready for a thing, even though you're talking about training for everyday life, of course. And like I said, that is important, because long life is one thing, but long healthy life is really what the goal is. But you are training for something specific, which this weekend you're doing your yearly bike ride in Texas. So just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm going to Wichita Falls. It's called the Hotter Than Hell 100, and so it's a whole weekend of events. And years ago, we used to do a 13-mile mountain bike ride on Friday, a 100-mile road bike on Saturday, and then a half marathon run on Friday or on Sunday. But this year, I'm just doing the 50-mile ride on Saturday and the half marathon on Sunday. I haven't been riding my bike as much, and I feel like it's just not as safe to ride your bike on the roads anymore. Everybody's so distracted. And so I just have kind of fallen away from riding. But so that's this weekend. But the big thing that I think that you and I have talked about is September 30th. I'm hiking the Grand Canyon, rim to rim, north rim to south rim. And it's about 24, 26 miles. We're adding on a little bit. So it'll be about 26 miles in one day. We're not camping. You can. There's a lodge down there called Phantom Ranch. It's hard to get. It's a lottery system, hard to get into. The National Park Service does not recommend you hike rim to rim in one day. It's very difficult, but we're going to do it. And it's not impossible. People do it. And so I've been training for about a year and a half. Since January 1 of last year, I started losing weight. And this year, the last 6 months, I've really kind of been honing in my workouts, hiking, and all of that. And so, that's in a month. And I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous, but I'll put the work in. And there's two ways out. Going down is optional. Coming up is mandatory,
right?
Is what
That's
they
true.
always say. And so there's two ways out. Climb your butt out or get helicoptered out. And I've heard that the helicopter flight is $20,000 to $25,000. And I just told my buddy, just kill me. my wife will be ticked. She'd rather me die and get the life insurance money than pay for it.
I would think before I took a helicopter ride out, I would say, look, let me just
take a nap,
sleep on the ground here, for a little while, get up, so let me see how I feel.
And people do that. They go in thinking I'm going to be out there for 12, 15 hours. If you average 2-3 miles an hour, most of the time you're going to average 2 miles an hour at a hike like that. You have your backpack, you can stop. And so you think, okay, 2 miles an hour, I'll be out there for 12 to 15 hours. Well, then something goes wrong, your body locks up, whatever. And you do. I've heard of a lot of people just taking a nap on the trail, and they have rest stops throughout, and they come out at 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock the next day. And so we'll get out, Lord willing.
Yeah, you'll get out.
That's right. We'll get out.
Method in the day is what's in question.
That's exactly right. Look, I got reservations at is it New York, or we got reservations at one of the hotels on the Strip the next night. So
really?
Yeah. So we're flying in and out of Vegas, and so we got to get to Vegas. I got some places to eat.
Isn't that's a pretty long ride to come out of Vegas to
4
go
hours.
to the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. It's about 4 hours from Vegas to the South Rim. There's a West Rim.
What you're going to leave early in the morning then?
What do you mean?
In order to do the hike all in one day.
Oh yeah. We'll start.
You'll have to leave Vegas at
no. So we'll fly into Vegas that Monday night, and then drive over to the canyon Tuesday, and then we have a shuttle to the other rim, and then we'll hike. That's all on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we'll hike across, stay there Wednesday night, and then Thursday head back to Vegas.
Okay, so you won't. I got you. Now, what are you planning? Are you planning on seeing any shows in Vegas?
We kept it open. We just don't know how dead we're going to feel. And so I don't know if we're going to do any shows. We're definitely going to eat. We're staying over there. I think it's the New York where we booked. And so you got the MGM over there, the what's the pyramid? I forget what that's called.
Luxor,
yeah. And so we'll probably just walk around there and go check out the fountains, do the mainstream stuff.
All right, let's take a break real quick, pay some bills. 6:52 is your time. Dynamite Chad and Spiffy Cliffy.
It's not only 6:52, but it is time to get your butt out of bed. Quit hitting that snooze. Maybe you're looking in the mirror right now. You're just trying to get your makeup just right, those eyebrows plucked, and then your wife is in bed over there. And oh wait, no, that goes the other way around. Do you do your eyebrows?
Do I do my eyebrows?
You don't do. I could tell you don't. You need to do something with those eyebrows, bro.
I don't do anything with anything.
This is why Chad's on the radio. If you could see what I'm seeing right now, you'd be like, "Praise God, we're not seeing this."
I rarely dress up this excuse for a beard that I have, but I definitely don't do eyebrows. No.
I was talking to our preschool teachers yesterday over at TCA. And we were talking about eyebrows. I'm just sitting here telling you, women, if you're listening to the show, you are the strongest gender. What you go through for beauty, I mean, it is truth. Beauty is pain.
It's funny that you bring that up because I was thinking about that recently. I was just like, when did that start? And what? Well, here's the way the thought came into my head was. I was somewhere yesterday eating lunch and I just noticed somebody's hair color, like a woman's hair color. And I was like, oh, that's a unique hair color. And it wasn't nothing wild. It was just, a kind of a unique tint of auburn or something. And I was like, none of the women in this whole place, that's not their hair color. That's not their real, and then I thought, do any women just have their hair anymore?
We're on that line. We can be all across this mountain. Listen, we support women. Doing what you need to do.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. All I'm saying is that it just dawned on me in the moment that was that's something that women do that men don't do. Some men color their hair. Men color their hair if they go gray. They'll color it back to their original color. Or, this is more of a 90s thing, but they might frost the tips or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But men don't decide to be blonde for 6 months and then decide to be brown for 6 months and then decide to go red. Men don't do that. And it's just a weird thing that it's so common among women that you don't even think about it. If a woman comes into work that you see every day with a different color hair, you might notice, but you don't think it's a big deal. But if I came in to do this show
and you were blonde
and I was blonde, then
I'd be like,
everybody'd be like, "What is Chad doing?
Chad, are you okay?
Yeah, midlife crisis
are you
much?
Okay, Chad? I think you'd make a hot blonde, honestly.
I always wanted to try, especially when I was younger and Saved by the Bell was big.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the Zach. Yeah. The little, just a little bit of a spike, with the blonde.
Hey, bro, in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was in high school. I did the frosted tips in sync.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had the hat and everything where they plucked it through and I frosted the tips. I got made fun of so bad for a week and I was like, I'm done with it. I think I shaved my head or something.
Yeah. I don't, I don't recall if I've ever done anything with hair dye. I might have sprayed something on Halloween or something on my head, but besides that, I don't think I've ever done anything. But I did I thought about trying the frosted tips once or twice, but the thing was, and I was a little bit older than you, so NSYNC wasn't. It was like this uncool thing.
Okay.
With my group, like
Your group
we're
was
too
New
cool
Kids
for
on the
that.
Block?
Yeah. And so it was kind of like an uncool, and I just didn't want to be thought of as uncool. I didn't want to do anything to draw too much attention to myself anyway, which I know sounds weird because of what I do now.
Right.
But at the time, I just wanted to fade into the background as much as possible. And so, I never went for it. I thought about it, but I never went for it. And it's like I would grow my hair out because I would want long hair, and I'd never quite get there. I didn't get there until I was an adult. I had long hair when I was an adult, but when I was a kid, I would never let it go far enough.
But listen, the crux of this entire segment right here, when we talk about hair and beauty is pain, plucking eyebrows, you and I, we go to the local grocery stores enough. There are enough people in our community who aren't trying anything. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, should I stop dyeing my hair? No. The local community is grateful for the effort that you're taking to beautify yourself, to make yourself look presentable, and we applaud you for trying.
But here's the thing. I'd like to see people put a little less emphasis on it. I'm not saying don't make yourself presentable. I'm not saying don't take a bath. All I'm saying is that it's like some actress I saw a story on recently. I can't remember who it was talking about that she's not going to do any of this surgery or whatever, Botox, any of that stuff. Like she's just going to age like she ages, and it is what it is. And I thought,
that's refreshing.
It's really brave if you think about it in her line of business, because she's probably not going to work. I mean, you got to be Meryl Streep level actress to get work if you don't do stuff to yourself. And men too. Men too. You either got to, but in men's cases, you got to be like really funny, and then it's okay to be ugly. But other than that,
are you talking about me?
Can't you? Well, that one movie you did. Anyway, tell you what, let's go to the top of the hour.
Good segment.
Joined by Spiffy Cliffy.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me, Dynamite.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. Short notice, and you came in early.
Hey, brother, I am here to serve Dynamite Chad and the Covington and Tipton County community.
I'm telling you. Let me go through a couple of events coming up real quick. Tipton County's Public Library today at 9 a.m. we'll have Mother Goose Story Time. At 10 a.m. preschool story time. And then at 1 p.m. Adult Book Club will be meeting at the Tipton County Public Library, which, if you don't know where it's at, it is on the Dyersburg State Community College campus on Highway 51 in Covington.
It's awesome.
It is. It's very nice. Just go over there and check it out. It's on if you're facing the building, it's on the right side. But there is a driveway coming off of Holly Grove that goes straight to the library as well. Now, on Thursday, August 27th, Pampered Chef having a ribbon cutting at the Covington-Tipton County Chamber of Commerce. That'll be at 9:30 a.m. And also on Thursday at noon, Senior Days will be going on in Mason. That'll be at 143 Highway 70. And on Saturday, Mahjong Open Play will be happening at 110 West Liberty in Covington. And I was talking to, I can't remember which guest it was. I was talking about Mahjong. I'm familiar with computer Mahjong. I don't know how to play it in person. I know it's a big thing now.
I've only seen women play it. Like get these groups together. I haven't seen many men get involved, and I've been at coffee shops and I've watched women get together and play it. And so I don't know where this came from. I see a lot of the young women in my church are doing it, and so I don't know if it's like.
Can you gamble on it?
You can gamble on anything, can't you?
Oh, well, I
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody's gambling, but I think it's just an excuse to get away from the husband.
It would make it more enticing to me.
I'm so cheap.
Put a little something there. It's like a poker night. Like a poker night with the boys. you're not really putting any real money out there, but just putting quarters or something makes
just to make it interesting.
Just makes it a little fun.
Like the old guys at the golf course play quarters.
Yeah.
For holes. Yeah.
And then there are those guys at the golf course. Man, I've seen guys at the golf course playing like $100 bills for holes.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
no.
What? Are you kidding me? Well, and maybe I just don't like it because that is something that I would never win. I might as well hand over $1,800 immediately because I'm not winning a hole at all.
One of my first jobs ever, I was working at Putt Putt. You remember, Putt Putt down in Memphis is still there. And,
yeah.
I was an outdoor employee working the go-karts, the bumper boats, batting cages. Well, the outside would close an hour before the inside, the arcade. And so we would clean up and do all of our closing duties, and we would go gamble on the putt-putt 18 hole. We would do $1 a hole. And yeah, I'd clean up. I'd leave about $20, $30 in cash in my pocket. When you're 16, that's real money, bro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I tithed off of it, so God understood.
Checking the weather radar, it doesn't look like we got any rain immediately over us. A little bit to the north, a little bit to the south, but nothing on us in our listening area. It's planning on popping up here and there, so we may not get any, but you may see some, and you may even see a thunderstorm pop up later in the afternoon as it gets warmer. I think that'll probably, I don't know, but from what I can tell about Weather Cliff, and I'm not a meteorologist, but it seems like if it were to rain a little bit this morning, that would probably get enough of the moisture out of the atmosphere to not have a thunderstorm pop up later. But if it doesn't rain, then I think there's more chance of something more severe when it gets hotter. That's not based on any science. That's just based on like experience.
It sounded scientific.
Oh, I can make anything sound scientific. I can, but I don't want to disappoint Todd Demers. Or is Todd Demers still the guy at Channel 3?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. He used to be our weather guy for the station, and he's not anymore. So I don't. But that was through Channel 3.
What a bum.
So I don't know. We need another weather partnership here where I can.
Well, look, I could sit here and tell you, it's clear outside, the sun's coming up, and it's going to be hot. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's for the foreseeable future. It could pop up a thunderstorm. That's the only other thing you need to throw in that forecast. And with the El Nino going on, it looks like it's going to be this way into mid-September probably before we see a real break.
Did you see the first? Is it called a persimmon shell? Is that what it's called? Our listeners are gonna be like, "You're an idiot."
I have no idea.
Like, so you open up the first. I think it's a persimmon thing, and you open it up, and if it looks like a spoon, you're gonna a lot of shoveling of the snow this year. And they open up the first one like this weekend or yesterday or something, and they're calling for a harsh winter.
Okay, that sounds like the groundhog thing. Like it's just.
Oh, come on! Don't. Okay. If you're gonna be negative about this, I'll tell you what.
I mean, it sounds a little more scientific than the groundhog thing, but just because, I don't know, maybe the shapes do change depending on some kind of weather pattern.
Pressure or something. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. But, that I don't buy into the groundhog thing.
You're not a believer, huh?
No, because, well, here's the thing. How do you know if he saw his shadow? And
you don't think the groundhog told the mayor?
Well, here's the thing. The groundhog, the last few years that I've seen that at Puxatawney Field and the mayor get him out, it's cloudy. So there's no shadow.
Wow. You're just, it's disappointing when you come across an unbeliever in life.
If the sun is not even out that day, then he's not going to see his shadow. So we don't even need the whole ceremony.
It's the heart. It's the heart of what's going on. You don't need a physical sun. It's the shadow of life. And it just really
very
breaks my heart.
Philosophical, this groundhog.
He's the whole practice is philosophical.
Yeah, he's an enlightened groundhog.
You're just breaking my heart this morning that you don't believe in Punxsutawney Phil. Covington needs to come up with something like that.
Yeah,
that would put us on the map.
Yeah, some like the where is it that has the octopus that predicts the Super Bowl? What could Covington have? A raccoon that picks the World Series?
We need some. What's something that starts with the C? A letter, an animal that starts with the C. Covington.
Cheetahs?
Oh no, we need to figure that out. We need to come up with something. Put Covington on the map. That's what we're lacking.
I can't think of one off.
We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna start right here in the studio at 93.5 FM, and we're gonna figure that out. Map.
I'll tell you what. Let's let Kane Brown. Dynamite Chad in the morning. That's my favorite bumper coming in, Cliff.
That's honestly pretty tough.
I like it. I actually I made it with Suno.
What is that?
It's a music AI generator.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't admit that on the air. I don't know. It's like, is that against radio protocol? I didn't make it to sell it or anything. I just wanted to cool something. I don't have time to sit there and play all the instruments and record it myself. So I told it what I wanted.
Well, how many of our people are listening to straight up AI artists now, and they have no idea?
Oh, bro, there's a radio. I just read an article about a radio show where the co-host is AI. It's a Spanish language radio show. And it's a live host like me, and the co-host is AI. Now, I don't know how much pre-production there is, and if it's pre-recorded and edited and things, or if they're letting a voice AI literally react
just
in real
respond.
time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet they do. I bet it's real time. I can't tell you how many times I've had church members send me, YouTube links or, hey, you got to listen to this artist. And I'll go and it just feels
right.
There's a little off about it, and yeah, there's a lot of AI artists out there that, and the videos look real. You've seen the reels that like they're singing to Simon Cowell, like American Idol, and it's totally fake.
I've got. I probably can't pull it up on my phone right now. I wish I could. I made a AI. Commercial of myself doing a song, and so I wrote this. I wrote this song. Little jingle when I was selling cars. I wrote this little jingle about Toyota Tundras, and then I told like what kind of vibe I wanted and stuff like that to the AI, and it made a video of me sitting in the back of a truck playing a guitar, singing, and it even sounds a little like me. It sings a little better than me, but it sounds a little. It's just crazy what it can do these days. I wanted to hit this story. First of all, I meant to tell you guys in the last segment, but the MLGW power outage, they cut it about in half yesterday, so it's down to about 25,000 people without power, a little less than that. Still over in the, predominantly it's like South Memphis area, and then it looks like a lot of Hickory Hill may have come back online, but inside the loop, in the South Memphis area, Orange Mound-ish area, maybe a little bit further south than that toward the airport, you've got the majority of power outage. And then also down Germantown, it looks like there's a lot of power out down that way as well. So probably still storm damage and lines across roads and stuff on side roads out there. So just be aware of that. If that's part of your commute, or if you know anybody down there and you need to check on them or give them a place with air conditioning, that would be a nice thing to do for somebody today. The University of Maryland researchers have reported that practicing anything, temporarily loosens a stabilizing extracellular structure around neurons in your auditory cortex and then rebuilds over a day. Now, basically what this means is that as you learn a skill, the remodeling response becomes diminished. So once you do it, it sort of becomes ingrained. In other words, it doesn't go back. It rebuilds itself, but the more you practice it, the less it rebuilds itself. So if you do something one time, the likelihood, if you never do it again, you'll forget it. Basically, you'll forget how to do it. If you do it over and over, the brain eventually stops trying to repair whatever change it's made. And so that makes it sink in. So the idea of practice makes perfect is basically true.
Well, what that reminds me of, and our friend Ben Dickey, who does addiction recovery, it's called pathways. The more you go down a consistent pattern, you create this pathway, this neurological pathway in your brain. And so whether that's you're turning to drugs, you're turning to alcohol to cope after a long day, you could, I joke about this in my church, or you go into the Little Caesars drive-through and get hot and ready. Like you create these pattern pathways that you just easily go down, and those pathways eventually draw you in. So the more you do it, you create that path. If you walked around your house the same path, you're going to beat it down.
Right.
What's the only way to get rid of that path? Stay off of it for a long time. But that's why addiction is so hard. And so, yeah, it's the same thing with habits. The more you do it, you create this pathway. It makes it easier. You do it without thinking, and so, yeah.
So basically, yeah, the point of the study, as near as I can, this is me being a dummy trying to interpret it. See, I don't even know the
can't
word.
Even say the words.
I don't even know the word. But anyway, what I get out of it is the study is saying that eventually you will hit a plateau where it sticks. And so there's a point where your brain will just stop trying to rebuild that pathway as long as you keep practicing it. And so that is a sort of learning plateau. Now, I don't know what that means in terms of your ability to expand beyond that, but what it means in that you're less likely to forget it the more you practice it, which I think we always knew, but now we kind of just know the brain science behind it. And what's interesting about what you said, you're talking about the pathways, it's kind of like when they designed the anti-smoking medicine to help you quit smoking. So what that does, from my understanding, when you smoke or use nicotine, anything with nicotine, what it does is attaches itself to your brain cells, and it damages your brain cells to where they can't properly send signals to each other without nicotine being attached. So they have to have nicotine. So that's the physical addiction. And what the medicines do is don't allow nicotine to attach to your brain cells. So no matter how much you smoke, you no longer have a physical addiction. It is only a mental addiction because the physical addiction doesn't exist. Your brain cells are not in need of nicotine. And so that was this type of research is what led to that, is where I'm trying to go.
Well, here's my take on this. And then, I got to go. But what if we could make it where calories don't stick?
Well,
could you imagine, bro?
There is research in that field. I don't have it in front of me. There is research in that field that has to do with not only caloric absorption, which is what you're talking about, but also the mental side of eating and appetite and things like that.
Bro, how many of us eat for comfort, for boredom, not out of necessity, not out of hunger,
right,
but for coping? Yes. And so,
or just because it tastes good.
Oh,
we're so good today at making something taste good.
Oh, and it's not even real food most of the time.
No,
it's not real food.
This is learned by scientists. I mean, they have scientists working at like McDonald's and stuff and saying, look, if we add this chemical along with a little bit of salt, the thing they learned a long time ago that's really been the best thing for food in general is if you put salt on it, the people will like it.
Amen, brother.
And you'll sell more drinks.
Amen. Yeah.
That's what they know. That's why the popcorn is salted already at the theater.
I might have to go to the movie tonight. Now that you're talking me into it.
I can't go to the movie without getting a popcorn.
No, heck no. They'll give you $5 on Tuesday. They'll give you $5 movie.
Right.
They're going to get you with popcorn and the drink.
$12. But here's the thing. At the theater, here's the only thing I got with Phoenix Theaters down here. I love what they've done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, big time investment.
But the popcorn combo comes with candy. Well, I didn't want candy.
Quote unquote comes with it for free.
Right.
Buy this, get this.
Well, that's whether or not.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is I just want the popcorn and Coke, but if I buy it separately, it's the same or more. It costs more.
So you
don't get free refills. But if you get the combo, you get free refills and you get the candy. So it feels like you're not getting your money's worth.
So what candy do you get?
I get M&Ms usually.
Yeah, we like getting the Reese's Pieces, and you put it in the popcorn.
I've seen people do that. I'm not big on that.
No, come on, sweet and salty.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not big on that. I'm not big on that. I do them separately. But I end up eating both of them before the movie's over.
This is the end of the Spiffy Cliffy era. He doesn't like to mix his candy with popcorn, nor does he believe in Punxsutawney Phil. So this relationship is DEAD. Thanks for listening to Spiffy Cliffy on US 51 Country 93.5.
Spiffy Cliffy's got to go. He's got duties to take care of at Tipton Christian Academy.
That's right.
But which, by the way, is grown so much, taken off.
Absolutely. We're a great school. We're so happy just to provide that for our community. First Baptist Covington loves our public schools. Man, we love our public schools. But we just wanted to be able to offer that Christian education option. And we don't see ourselves in competition to the great Tipton County public schools that we have here. And Dr. John Combs, who you've had as one of my best friends, one of the greatest leaders in all of Tipton County. But for us to have Dr. Bird following him as our superintendent, we are so, so blessed. And so love our teachers, love our schools.
Absolutely.
And so, shout out. Love you guys, Spiffy Cliffy. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Dan and Shay, US 51 Country 93.5 FM.